Welcome to Spinning Dreams. My name is Laura, and this is where I talk about all my knitting, all the things I've been working on, anything creative. So grab something warm to drink, get all snuggled up, and let's get going. It's been a long time since I last recorded, and I've been so looking forward to chatting again about knitting. It's just been on my mind for months now, and I've just been really busy with my dear daughter Mabel and family who've come to visit over the summer. And so yeah, I just am in autumn mode now and have started knitting more, and I'm just so excited to see all the other knitters knitting what they're knitting as well. So I couldn't wait to talk again about what's going on. My tech guy is currently downstairs with our daughter, and so yeah, Mark isn't able to help me with video today, so we're trying something a little bit different where we do autofocus. So if you hear the autofocus, that's what that is. And I'm going to try and keep it a little bit shorter for that reason too. So just trying something new. Let me know what you think of it. So lately I've been working on some socks, and I've been trying out Andrea Mowry's everyday socks that she developed, and I love them so far. Where are they? So I love knitting socks, but I hate it when they don't fit right. Like, it really bothers me. I'm one of those people who likes to have their sheets tucked in bed and like things a certain way. Not just so, but especially around my feet. Like, I just want it to fit and not fall off and be slouchy. So when you're making socks for yourself, you kind of have to like play with it. And that's what I've been finding with this pattern. And so I started knitting some for myself and what I thought was my size. And I got gauge, but then it turned out to be more my husband's size. So these are Andrea Mowry's everyday socks so far. So it's a toe up pattern, which I've never done before, and I love it. I just love it. I think because I am just bypassing the whole Kitchener stitch step, and I don't mind Kitchener stitch in that I can get it, I do it, it looks okay. But it's one of those things where you have to remind yourself every single time you do it, at least for me. Like, I have to get the idea of it again, and then once I do, I get going on it, no prob. But it's just that whole like mental hurdle of like getting into it again. So now it's a Turkish cast on, which she shows how to do. She has a tutorial for it, and super easy, super satisfying, because there just really is no seam at the toe, which I love. So that's me with toe-up sock knitting. I think I might be, yeah, this might be my new fave way of doing socks, which who knew? So it's toe-up, and it's 2x2 rib, which is, I guess, her kind of like way of helping it to grip your foot, which I think it really does. And then it's a Flegel heel. Yeah, Flegel. I think I'm saying that right. And so the gusset is just a bit different. I'm hoping this will focus and that you're seeing it okay. But it's basically just increases instead of decreases at the gusset. And here you can see the heel turn is quite unique. And I did a contrast color so that it would be more interesting. I'm also doing it quite scrappy, as you can see, and I'm using La Bien Aimée sock and some old deep stash Malabrigo, and then again up here with the contrast heel, I'm doing some more La Bien Aimée in one of their little minis. So I'm just right up to where the cuff or the leg will start, and so far, yeah, I'm loving it. It's great. I'm on to sock 2, and I think I'm using about a 2mm needle. I could be wrong, but it's something like that. really small on my chow goose, which I still just love for socks. So I would recommend that pattern. I'm just really looking for patterns that for sock patterns that will really do the job for me and fit well. The other one I'm considering trying is Emily Foden's, I think she calls it Emily's Favorite Sock, something like that. I will link to it. And I guess that has a really good fit as well. So I'm looking forward to that. On the topic of Andrea Mowry, I wanted to mention that I really enjoy her I'll Knit If I Want To Q&A vlog. She does it every Friday. She's still going. I went all the way back to the beginning and watched all of them, and I loved it. I just learned so much. Like, she's just a wealth of knowledge, and I think you should really watch it. Take advantage of her just dishing out knitting knowledge and sometimes design knowledge. And she also shows you how she styles her wraps, which is really useful for people who, like me, I'm not used to wearing a shawl wrap type thing. I grew up wearing scarves more. So I highly recommend that vlog. And yeah, I have more on the Andrea Mowry topic in a bit here. So I've put my glasses on because I'm realizing I can't see the screen that I'm meant to be looking at to see if something is focused properly without my glasses. So this is a work in progress. Please just have patience with me, please. So next is my sad story of my shawls. My shawl demise is just, yeah, I'm gonna tell you because we all have those stories and I just need to get it out there. and then I'll move on because it's just too sad. So this last, I think it was like over a week ago now, but I was, going through the laundry and hanging things up to dry, and I noticed a very, very small looking green lump in our laundry. And, among all my other, mostly my daughter's little garments. And I thought, oh gosh. And sadly, very, very sadly, this is what I found. Are you seeing that? Yes. So this was Melody Hoffman's Blom, I think is how you say it, Blom shawl. It's just a beautiful, simple stockinette with just little floral, kind of a stitch definition, stitch pattern, very subtle and beautiful. I loved it. And this was a lace weight, beautiful green. It's just a lovely green. I can't remember, it might have been Malabrigo, I can't remember, but I loved it. It was just a sweet little, I made a small version that would just tie around in a kerchief way and really keep the wind out from my coat. Anyway, apparently it slipped into a hotter load of laundry and it is just not what it was. So I'm really sad, but it was nobody's fault. It just kind of like slipped in. I think it came off of the arm of the chair where I left it, which maybe is my fault then, but I left it there and then the laundry pile was just under and it must have just slipped off the silky leather. Whoop. And here we are. My sad, sad shawl is no longer, it's just different. Too different to wear. So I had that happen. And then a few days later, I was consoling myself by pulling out my Free Your Fade shawl, which if you'll remember, I was, from my previous episodes, I had started that. It's with Mark's Handspun, beautiful gradient that he managed to pull off with different dye stuffs, avocado, I can't remember. Yeah, you'll have to look back. I can't remember at the moment. But I pulled it out. And as I was looking, get untangled here, looking through at all of these beautiful yarn over little lacy bits, I was counting them because that's how I could tell where I was in the pattern. I noticed another hole that really should not have been there. And I thought to myself, oh, I must have done a weird little yarn over there, but no, the moths have attacked. So it's moth-eaten, and I have been noticing little nibbles here and there, and I think it's toast, which is so sad because it's Mark's hand-spun, hand-dyed wool. So nothing else has been eaten. Like, I looked through everything else, of course, that stage, and nothing else has been eaten. Thank you. But it's just, yeah. So I'm hoping I can do something with the remaining skeins, but I'm not sure. I need to just, like, you know, look through them and see if there's any sign of any more eating happening, munching. And if you have any tips, I mean, obviously I'm going to look it up on Google how to deal with this and see what other knitters have to say, but please, in the comments, let me know if you have any tips for recovering or like restoring wool that's been moth-eaten, or yeah, moving forward. Obviously I'm taking steps to protect my stash because I don't ever want to deal with that again. But anyway, sad shawl demise this last week, and I was feeling really sad for myself, and I think it's what really pushed me to vlog now. Like, I just felt like, no, I am gonna conquer this. We're gonna keep knitting, and we're gonna get over this hump. So I do have plans for another shawl because I can't just stop there. We need to create more shawls now. So two possibilities on my list are Espace Tricot, I think it's called Fleur, and that's like just a beautiful triangular garter shawl with baubles, like lines of baubles. And some people have done it in a contrast, the bauble strips or stripes in contrast color, and some have left it just one solid with the rest of it. But it just looks so simple and yet elegant and fun because of the baubles, and yet not too many baubles to make you like want to tear your hair out. So that's a possibility. The other one that I love is the Vertices Unite, I think it's called, by Stephen West, and I've seen some really awesome versions of this that have totally inspired me. So that's a possibility as well. I've never done a shawl construction like that before. I don't know how to describe it. It's just geometric. I don't know, but it's such a cool construction because I think he's kind of grafting as you go and growing it and changing it, and you can do one size, which is kind of a smaller medium size, and then a larger size. So, and I would dive into my stash for either of those. For the Espace Tricot one, I would probably use this really luscious alpaca from South African farm that we visited a long time ago. And yeah, it's been waiting for something. Yeah, so that, and then the Vertices Unite one, or Unite, I think, would be just a mishmash of whatever I can find in my stash. And I have no idea what that would look like in the end, but it sounds really fun. So if you have a preference of those two that you want to say, go for that one, or no, don't do that one, I tried it and it's not what you think, then let me know below, and I would love to hear what you think about that. So my one FO since a while ago is this very tiny pair of socks for Mabel. And I did some when she was first born, and they were very cute. And I tried to make some for her when she's just, you know, a little bit older now. So she's 10 months, almost 11 months, and they fit her. I think it's gone out of focus. But yeah, Malabrigo, I think, and just standard cuff down sock pattern. I have gotten some compliments from people from our baby groups and just people on the street, you know, when we were waiting for fish and chips down the road. A lady just was like, oh, I love her socks. Like, oh, thank you. So it's fun when you see people, you know, who appreciate hand knits, and it's often an older generation, but I know that's changing, and I know that we have a lot of hand knitters out there. So yeah, it's been special for her to wear them. So also, we haven't done a lot of spinning lately or dyeing, hand dyeing, because there just hasn't been the time and space to do it, sadly. But that's okay, because we've had other cool things happening. But I'm just starting to get into the mood, like a real mood of wanting to spin. And you guys know I love the idea of spinning. My husband's been the one who's really taken off with spinning in the last year, but I haven't really as much, and I'd really like to try. I think I'm getting there to that point where I'm like, okay, let's go. And he hasn't been spinning as much, so I see the spinning wheel kind of sat, it's just back over there, sat by herself, waiting for somebody to spin on her. So my husband actually got this really cool fleece. I will make a note of what it's called, because I can't remember, but it's a Welsh breed. And I brought some of the fleece up to show you. It's nice. It's still in the fleecy state. Hasn't been combed yet. We have combs, as you've seen in the past, but it smells very sheepy. It hasn't been washed yet either. I mean, I think they might have washed it a bit, but it feels very sheepy, so we need to wash it as well. But I was thinking of maybe trying to spin that, and then maybe also getting something that's been prepared and fiber dyed, so dyed before it's spun, if that makes sense. So like, yeah, I'm sure that makes sense. Something that's already been dyed up and ready to spin. So, and then maybe applying them together, or I don't have a blending board or anything like that yet, so I wouldn't feel confident, unless you have some technique that I don't know about, I wouldn't feel confident with my current knowledge to blend them together, like a color and this undyed fleece together. I would love to do that, but I wouldn't know how to do that yet. So I'm thinking of maybe applying after I've spun 2 singles, and yeah. So I think that could be kind of cool. So that's my current thought, and yeah, so maybe next time you see me, which hopefully won't be months and months, I will have maybe some colorful fiber. We'll see. Yeah, so that's it on the spinning side of things. And I just wanted to mention my garden as well. It's been really amazing how many flowers have come in the summer, and we still have flowers around. We still have cosmos and snapdragons, even some calendula that's hanging on, sunflowers, the borage flowered twice, and it's looking amazing. And I just really enjoyed that Floral Project subscription, and I don't know that I'll do it again. Like, I think I've stopped for now, and I think that's right for me for right now, but I would highly recommend it if you're on the verge of doing something like that, because it just is such a fun community, and you learn so much just by diving in, and it gives you the confidence to dive into something like gardening with flowers if you've never done it before, which I've just dabbled in, and so this was a real push for me, and I loved it. Yeah, so that's the gardening. We've had a few vegetables as well, but not as successful as the flowers, I think, anyway. We've had some zucchini and courgette, and some cabbage, which Mark just made some sauerkraut with. So it's been okay, yeah. But anyway, I hope that this autumn or spring, you're really getting into nature if the weather permits, and that you're seeing the changes as nourishing to your soul, nourishing to your mind, nourishing to whatever part of you it could nourish, and that you are just really inspired to make like I am. And I can't wait to chat with you again and update you on some other things that have been going on with my knitting. All right, take care. Bye.